All praise belongs to Allah, Lord of the worlds. May peace and blessings be upon our Prophet Muhammad, his family, and his companions. We ask Allah to accept our prayers and fasting, to make our hearts sincere, and to keep us and our children steadfast upon the truth. Welcome to Day 4 of our Ramadan series. Lessons for Life. Today we continue the journey, what happened after Adam settled on earth, how family dynamics unfolded, how envy grew, and how Allah taught us to protect ourselves, return to Him, and live with dignity. Our beloved Prophet used to stand long in night prayer until his blessed feet would swell. When asked why he exerted himself despite his lofty status with Allah, he replied with a heart-shaping principle: "Should I not be a grateful servant?" Pause and ask, what excites me most? New clothes, a promotion, a trip, a car, or a moment of worship done solely for Allah? It's natural to feel joy at the blessings of this world, but the lasting joy is the one linked to Allah. Standing in prayer, dressing modestly for His sake, guarding our speech and practicing patience. That's the happiness that follows you into the next life. Action today. Offer 2 units of night prayer, even brief, and whisper, "O Allah, make me a grateful servant." In many places and times, modest clothing draws mockery. If you've faced a negative comment for obeying Allah, know this: your sincerity is seen by your Lord. When the crowd pushes one way, and you choose Allah's way, that's not a downgrade. That's a spiritual promotion. Let your contentment rise from His pleasure, not people's approval. Mindset shift. People's opinions change daily. Allah's record remains. Seek the record that matters. From the earliest days, opponents realized that simply hearing the Quran pulls hearts toward truth. Some tried to block others from listening, distracting, making noise, labeling because revelation alters the soul. Today, the tactics are similar. Endless feeds, noisy arguments, shallow content. The antidote is the same. Listen, reflect, and act. Practice. Choose one short passage daily. Read, reflect, and apply one action within 24 hours. Listening without action is like admiring a map and never moving. Sometimes we chase respect through the wrong doors, compromising values for people's approval. The Quran reminds us, real honor belongs to Allah. When you please Allah, even if people frown, you rise. When you please people by displeasing Allah, you fall, even if they clap. Guideline. If a choice forces you to pick between Allah's pleasure and public applause, choose Allah every time. From the start, humanity has walked between 2 calls. The call of faith, which invites you to obedience, gratitude, and hope. The call of whisper, which invites you to doubt, pride, envy, and shortcuts. The beautiful mercy is that Allah didn't leave us without defense. He taught us morning and evening armor, words of protection, and habits that weaken the whisper and strengthen the heart. Shaitan can't overpower a heart anchored in remembrance. Every morning and evening, place spiritual armor around yourself and your family. Ayat al-Kursi, once in morning and evening. Surah al-Ikhlas, al-Falaq, and Nas, 3 times each, morning and evening. A protective dua against the devil's whispers and their presence. Morning and evening Adhkar, authentic prophetic remembrances. Result: envy, evil eye, and dark whispers lose their grip. You'll feel calmer, lighter. Pro tip: set phone reminders for Adhkar AM and Adhkar PM. Keep a card with the duas in your pocket or as your phone wallpaper. Shaitan thrives on our fear and forgetfulness, but his plan is weak against a believer who remembers Allah. The moment you defy a sinful urge, you win. The moment you recite protection and ignore the whisper, you win. He flees from remembrance like darkness flees from light. Micro-challenge, 24 hours. Every time a bad thought or urge arrives, pause and say, I seek refuge in Allah from the devil. Then do a small good deed immediately. For example, 10 seconds of istighfar, send a kind message, or stand up and change rooms. As humanity grew from Adam and his spouse, families formed under early divine guidance specific to that time. Two brothers often referred to in earlier traditions as Kabil and Habil differed in character and outlook. One had a handsome appearance and a sincere heart. The other struggled with envy and entitlement, ignited by comparisons. Who's more attractive? Who gets the more desirable spouse? Who is favored? Timeless lesson. Envy starts when gratitude ends. Comparing faces, fortunes, and favors blinds you to your own blessings. When a dispute arose, they were guided to present offerings to Allah. One offered his best. The other offered what he didn't value. Sincerity was the difference. Acceptance follows sincerity. Rejection follows negligence. The outcome stirred envy in the heart already burning with comparison. Modern parallel. Zakah and charity are not places to dump what we don't want. Give what you'd be content to receive. Allah loves excellence. Charity never decreases wealth. It rearranges it from temporary possession to permanent reward. Action. Choose a good item one you actually like, and give it in charity this week. When his offering wasn't accepted, the envious brother blamed his sibling instead of his own intention. He turned inward anger into outward threat. This is envy's roadmap. Compare yourself to others. Ignore your own flaws. Resent those who strive. Seek to pull them down. Life skill. When jealousy arises, say, O Allah, bless them and increase them, and grant me from your bounty. Turn envy into dua. It heals you. The righteous brother chose restraint over retaliation, fearing Allah and avoiding harm. The envious one, fueled by whisper and anger, committed the world's first murder. Immediately after, regret flooded in. Shaitan leaves you after the sin to sit with the shame. That regret is a door if you walk through it with repentance. Key point. A heart that still feels remorse after sin is alive. Protect that feeling by returning quickly to Allah. Allah taught humanity how to honor the deceased through a lesson in nature that led to the practice of burial with dignity. The rites we observe today, washing, shrouding, prayer, and burial, are acts of mercy for the departed and reminders for the living. Reflection. Visit a graveyard occasionally. It softens the heart and clarifies priorities. Adam gathered his children to remind them of Allah's favor, the devil's tricks, and the path to success. This is prophetic parenting. Regular family circles, open conversations about faith and character, and clear boundaries for right and wrong. Family practice. Weekly halakha at home. Read a short Quranic passage. Share one lesson. Choose one action for the week. Keep it short, simple, and consistent. Consistency beats intensity. As generations spread across the earth, some grandchildren grew up further from the original guidance. The farther the memory, the greater the need for renewed reminders. That's why Allah continued to send messengers, scriptures, and signs echoes of the same truth. Worship Allah alone, obey the guidance, be just, and beware of arrogance and envy. For us, if you're the first in your family to take faith seriously, you're building a new legacy. Be patient. Your consistency today becomes your children's normal tomorrow. Later in his life, Adam fell ill and remembered the flavors of paradise. He longed for what he once tasted. It's a beautiful reflection. The heart made for eternity never fully settles for earth. Even the best moments here are rehearsals for what is perfect there. When dunya feels sweet, remember, this is a preview, not a permanent home. When dunya feels bitter, remember, it's temporary, and paradise is sweeter than all dreams combined. As his time neared, Adam gathered his family and offered timeless advice. Allah will never abandon you. He will continue sending guidance. Messengers will come with the same core message. Worship Allah alone. Avoid the traps of the devil. The greatest injustice is to associate partners with the Creator. Hold fast to truth and return quickly when you slip. He left this world with hope, returning to the Lord who created him, to the garden he once knew. For a believer, death is a gateway to promised reward, not an erasure of meaning. Mindset for loss. Grief is natural. Questioning Allah's decree is not. Say, to Allah we belong and to Him we return. Trust that His timing and plan are best. The way Muslims honor the deceased, washing, shrouding, praying, and burying with care, links back to early guidance. Even the design of the grave reflects wisdom. Space for the body to decompose naturally, dignity in placement, supplication from the living. This is not just ritual. It's faith in action, respect, humility and remembrance. Action. Learn the basics of janazah, funeral prayer. Attend one if possible, it awakens the heart. From Adam onward, messengers were sent across time and lands. Some we know by name, many we do not. All carried one message. Allah is one. Worship Him alone. Live with justice and mercy. The sheer number is a mercy, no community without a warner, no generation without a sign. Lesson. You're part of a long story. Your role is to carry faith sincerely in your lane, home, work, community, and pass it on. Practical plan for the week. Worship. Pray all 5 on time. Add 2 units at night once this week. Morning evening Adhkar. Ayat al-Kursi plus 3 QULs 3x each plus select duas. Quran. 1 passage daily with meaning. Write 1 action. Tongue. 0 gossip. Replace criticism with a dua for the person. Envy. When jealousy stirs, say, O Allah, bless them and grant me from your bounty. Family. 1 daily appreciation for a spouse, child. 1 weekly family circle. Charity. Give something good you like, not leftovers. Mindset. When a whisper comes, seek refuge and do 1 quick good deed. Closing. Return quickly. Hope always. The story of Adam's family shows us the human condition. Honor, test, slip, and return. Envy destroys. Sincerity elevates. The devil whispers. Remembrance disarms. Death is not the end for those who lived for Allah, it is the beginning of reward. May Allah forgive us, protect our families from envy and discord, accept our charity and prayers, and allow us to return to Him with hearts at peace. Join us next episode as we continue. Early generations, the rise of corruption, and the first community reforms. How guidance heals a broken society. Purpose, sincerity, return. See you in episode 5.